Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Thank you, Sally, and thank you, Z. Thank you, Alexis. Find a place on your mat. Before we start, I want you to, we're doing a couple of standing poses. And if you have something close by where you can hold on to, a chair or maybe not a bookshelf because mine is not secure, but maybe yours is, something where you can, keep your balance and hold on to, okay? And then you need a strap and you would need some blocks as well. And maybe something for Shawasana, socks, blankets. I know it's very cold in New York. So get whatever you need to feel comfy and warm at the end. And then take those fleshy parts of the sit bones. Feel that your pelvis can tilt forwards and that you can grow tall through the top of your head. And then close your eyes if you feel like it. You don't have to. I always say you can soften your gaze down right to the front of where you're sitting. And we are going to do that Ujjayi breath, very gentle. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Restrict the back of your throat and make that nice ocean wave sound. With every exhale, see if you can soften maybe the shoulders, elbows, arms. Maybe the tongue in your mouth. It's pressing against the top of your mouth, the roof of your mouth. Maybe you can soften the tongue, soften the jaw, and your forehead. Allow yourself to arrive on your mat right now. And then relax the belly. Try to let it go. We're always so used to, pulling it in and up. Try to rest. Try to let it relax. Observe how that feels, the belly relaxed, you breathing, sitting tall. And then slowly change that. Change the inhale. Create that space in the belly. Imagine the air is going all the way down to the belly. And then when you exhale through the nose with that ujjayi breath, you are scooping the abs in and up, and you're helping the exhale to push out a little more air. And then slowly feel the sit bones again. Maybe just gently wiggle your bottom left and right. And then find the length again in the spine. And then slowly lower the chin to the chest. Feel the stretch in the back. And slowly open your eyes. And lift your head. Look slowly over to the right side. Very gentle. Don't push too far. Do what your body allows you right now to do. And then slowly over to the other side. And back. Right side. And left side. Back to the middle. Make a circle, a small circle with your nose. And you can make that circle a little bigger. You can stay the same way. See how it feels in your neck. My neck is making all sorts of noises. And then change the direction. So I have a big circle, so I change the direction, big circle. And I let that become a little bit smaller. Maybe still finding that ujjayi breath. And then slowly come back to the middle. And then lift your shoulders and let them sink back down. That was not sinking, that was falling down, okay? So inhale, shoulders up to your ears, and when you exhale out, inhale your shoulders up. And again. All right. Bring the hands onto your shoulders, and then bring the elbows together, lift all the way up. Make those big circles. Take your time. Perfect. And then bring your right ear, maybe bring your hands right beside the body. And if you want to switch your seat, if your legs are becoming sleepy and tingly, then maybe change. Find that long spine, and then have the hands either here on the floor to give you a little bit of an anchor, or maybe on your hands, on your knees. And then bring your right ear to the right shoulder. Feel the stretch in the left side. Then see how it feels. Maybe the chin is a little too far out. Maybe bring the chin a little closer towards the body. See how that changes the feeling in those muscles, the side of your neck. Get that left shoulder heavy. And then slowly come back. Same thing on the other side. Breathe. Slowly come back to the middle. So you can repeat this again, or you can use your hands. And it's always, really tempting. And sometimes it's like, am I pulling or am I not pulling? I don't really know. Feels like I'm pulling. So you put your hand on the side, right over your ear, and then we do the same thing. You move your shoulder or your ear towards your shoulder, right ear towards right shoulder, and you use your hand and your arm a little bit as an extra weight. The rest of the body, imagine, is still tall and aligned. Shoulders are right over your hips. Maybe engage the abs a little to protect or to stabilize the way you're sitting right now. And then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, soften, let that left shoulder sink down a little more. And then slowly let the hand go back down. And then lift your head. Maybe close your eyes just for a moment and feel the left and the right side. Maybe you feel a difference. Maybe you don't. And then same thing on the other side. The hand goes right over your right ear, and then you are moving your left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, the rest of the body is tall. See if you can again inhale, and then with your exhale, soften. Let that right shoulder become heavy. Again, maybe pull that chin a little closer towards you. I always do that, but I'm sticking my chin out. But not a big movement like I just did. Small, small movement. And then slowly bring your hand down. Lift your head back up. And again, hands onto your shoulders and just circle. Bring the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Open up the chest. Squeeze the shoulders together. And if you're able, lift the arms. You can't see it right now, but lift the arms up a little. Well, maybe you don't. Okay. Like that. And then relax and bring the hands in front of you. Interlace the fingers. Same thing all the way up. Oh, tall. And let those ribs pop out. Let your lower back arch. Lift your gaze towards the sky and become really, really tall. Reach, 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 reach with your palms of your hand all the way up to the sky. And at the same time, you feel your sit bones connecting you with the earth. And then slowly lower back down. Perfect. And then we switch the legs. And we start warming up the hips a little, okay? So we bring, yes, we do that now. I was just gonna say maybe we do it afterwards, but maybe we do it afterwards again and see if there's a difference. So there's many different ways. So you can just hold your foot and your knee, sit tall, and just gently rock the leg from side to side. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it that way. And after we come back up from lying on the back, then maybe we can do this again. All right, and then switch other side. Feel maybe already a difference in the hip joints. All right. Now, take your strap and lie on your back. Bend your knees and have the strap close by. And then again, bring the knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. Feel that lower back stretching out. Getting nice and long. And then just you can hold your legs like this or maybe behind. Just bring them in a little and then rock your head gently from side to side. Okay, and then we circle the knees, thinking of those hip joints. If there's anything today that we are doing and it's a little too much for your hips, because I don't know if you maybe have a hip replacement or there's something going on, you look after yourself, right? So if there's anything that you want to skip and you feel like that's not for me, then please, rest in child pose, rest on the back. So we change the direction. And if this here right now feels good, you can always come back to this one and just, take a break whenever you feel like it. All right, so then we bring the right knee in and stretch the left leg out and flex both feet. The toes are moving towards your nose. If that's a little too much, you can keep your left knee bent. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale out, you lift your nose towards your right knee and slowly lower back down. Bring your foot back down. Left knee comes in. Flex your left foot, stretch the right leg out. If you want to, you can keep it bent. And then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale out, lift the nose towards that left knee. And slowly roll it off. Bring your head back down. And then shake the legs out a little. And bring your right foot on top of the left knee. This is reclined pigeon. And then sometimes it's already enough if we put that right knee and push it away from us and use the left knee as the stop, right? Then we can also, you can stay there if that feels, that's all that's possible today. You can also lift up your right leg and you can interlace the fingers behind. You can flex both feet and you can press your left knee into the right foot. And you can push that right knee out and feel that stretch or opening in your right hip. If you feel like it, you can push your elbow into it. And if your head is all the way up here and it feels like you cannot relax, then find a pillow or your blanket or something else, and then just rest your head on that pillow. There's no need, if you feel like you're up here, you can't relax, and the breath is not flowing easily, then you have to change something, right? Okay, lower your legs down to the floor, shake the legs out for a moment, close your eyes, maybe feel the difference, feel the right and the left hip, the left leg. And then we switch to the other side. The left foot comes onto the right knee. If you feel like just pushing that left knee away from you, awesome. If you feel like you want to bring that right leg in, you can do that. Flex both feet and push gently into your left ankle. Maybe rock your head from side to side again to get any tension out of your neck. Ujjayi breath. And then slowly lower your legs back down. Shake the legs out. Take your strap. Put your right foot in it. Okay, and then you can make sure your arms are relaxed here. You use them as an extra weight. If your knee is bent here and this is it, then stay here, breathe into the back of your leg. Maybe see if you can stretch out the other leg. If you want, you can push the knee towards straight, flex your foot, push the heel all the way up, And then with your next exhale, you bring the leg a little closer towards you. Find your option. What suits you this morning? Feel like you're pushing those heels away from you. You want to create longer legs. The back of your leg is long. Breathe into those muscles. And then slowly relax the leg, bend your knee, take the strap off and switch the leg. Sorry. All right, so strap is again on the ball of the foot. See if you can come towards straight, doesn't have to be. And then bring the leg a little closer. Relax the shoulders and the neck. Create space between shoulders and ears. Long, smooth neck. And then if you feel like it, you can stretch out your right leg. See how that feels. If that's not nice, keep it bent. Ujjayi breath. Slowly bring your right leg in if it was stretched out. Bend your left knee and take the strap off. And then put the strap to the side. And then we are lifting the legs up into tabletop. We are crossing the right over the left. And again, this is one that you can skip, okay? If you feel like there's a little too much pressure. So, and then just maybe see how it feels if you just cross your legs like this and rest here. You can also bring your hands onto the knees, slide them out towards your ankles, and then pull your legs towards you. Maybe flex your feet, see how that feels. And then slowly relax. Bring the legs to the floor, shake them out. And then the same thing on the other side. And then we lift them up. If you want to, just an option. And then flex your feet and pull gently the ankles, the legs towards you. Lift your head towards the nose and breathe. Slowly lower down and bring your feet pretty close to the tush for your bridge pose. Arms go right beside the body, bend your elbows, press them in, create that space to lift up your chest and the shoulders off the floor, open up collarbone area, and then keep that open, relax again, and bring your arms right beside the body. Take a deep breath in, feel how it's easy to curve your lower back, and the belly is pumping or not pumping, puffing out. And then with your exhale, you engage your abs, lower back pushes down, you lengthen your tailbone, and then you start lifting up into your bridge. Maybe it's a half bridge this morning, maybe it's coming all the way up, and take your time. Be nice and gentle with your body. And stay for a moment in your bridge pose, wherever that is. If you feel there's slightly uncomfortable in your lower back or sacrum, then maybe open your feet a little towards the side so that the knees have more space in between. And then with control, you roll down bone by bone. So first between your shoulder blades, and then your middle back, and then your lower back, and then your tailbone, and you relax down. Same thing again, press your arms down, long neck, feet pressing down. Take a deep breath in, arch your lower back. And then as you exhale, scoop the abs in and up and lengthen the tailbone and feel how your hip flexors and your knees are getting a good stretch, maybe your shoulders. Feel how your triceps are working, pressing your arms down, giving you the strength of the ground, the strength of the earth to lift a little higher. And then with control, and maybe with a long exhale, we are rolling down the spine. Take your time, nice and slow. Awesome. All right. And then roll onto your side and come back up into a seated position. And again, you can sit on your blanket to give you a little bit of a lift. That blanket goes by because you're going to be on the knees as well. And then whenever you find your comfortable seated position, take those fleshy parts of the sit bones and let's rock that baby again. And maybe, you can lift that leg, the shin bone, a little closer, a little higher. Maybe you feel there's a little more range of motion, and maybe you don't, and that's fine too. You can stay down here and rock your leg. All right, and then we put it back down, lift the other one, and rock the other side. Or lift it up a little more. All right, and then bring the soles of your feet together. And then maybe rock gently from side to side, find that long spine. And then just let your knees lower down. Maybe close your eyes, use your feet as the anchor to push the top of your head all the way up. And let those knees get heavy. And then we're rolling forward. You scoop those abs in and up and let that movement come from the center. We are folding forward. You can hold on to your feet and just let the head get heavy and gently roll forward. As if your nose is going to touch the toes. Let the head get heavy. Take a deep breath in, feel that lift. And as you exhale, feel the softening, heaviness. Maybe roll the head gently from side to side. And then slowly you roll back up. Again, let the movement come from the core. We're scooping those abs in and up. And slowly come up, sit tall. And then come into table. Coming into a couple of cat-cow flows. So hands are right underneath your shoulders, hips and knees are in line. And then just follow your breath. You exhale, you round your back, scoop the abs, push the floor away. And you inhale, you lift your head, the belly relaxes, the chest opens. find a neutral spine, and then focus. I'm gonna try. Focus on your hip, on the knee. So maybe some of you are familiar with this lovely fire hydrant and dog exercise. So we are lifting, we are pushing into the floor. Open up your fingers wide. Watch out that the head is not hanging down. Scoop those abs in and up. And if you're turn the inner elbow creases forward, soften the knee, the elbow, sorry. I'm too fast. And then slowly lift your leg to the side. Doesn't matter which one because you do it on both sides. And then just maybe inhale the knee up, hold for a second, exhale back down. And again, inhale the knee up, and then exhale, soften down. And maybe you can lift it a little bit higher each time. You don't have to. Do what feels good. Every hip is different. Some are younger, some are older, right? Some shoveled a lot of snow and some not at all. All right, so let's do one more and then we do the same thing on the other side. So open up the knees again and find your base, your foundation. Grab the floor with all 10 fingers and press all the knuckles down so the weight is not only on your wrist. And then we lift the knee gently up. Don't yank it up, take your time, see where it wants to go. We inhale up and maybe exhale down. And if you're doing exactly the opposite, as I always say, that's totally fine. And the last one, inhale up and lower back down. Perfect. Okay, then just sit back and give those wrists a little shake, those hands a little shake. Okay, and then come back into table. And from table, we lower down onto the belly. So knees, chest, chin, and then elbows go back. And then we slide into a very small baby cobra, hands beside a rib cage, shoulders away, breathe. And then turn your head to one side, and slowly turn the head to the other side. And then we rest the head on one side, wiggle the hips. And then bring your right hand underneath your forehead. And you can also make a little, make a fist and rest your head on the fist. It all depends what is easier on your neck. And then you bend your left knee. And you press your both hip bones down into the floor. And then if you want, you can hold on with your hands onto the left foot. And I have the other option. So the other option, if this is a problem and you cannot reach your foot, you can definitely do it without any pulling. So you just bend your knee and you press both hip bones down, or you are using your belt, right? So you rest here and then you pull your foot, you can grab a little and you can hold on to your belt and press those hip bones down, maybe lift the abs off the floor, so engage your abdominals, belly button goes in and up, and breathe. Ujjayi breath. With that exhale, just soften, get heavy. Maybe you can push your hand into No, your foot into your hand. And then slowly relax your leg back down and switch to the other side. You can make the fist or you just your hand down. And then you bend your right leg and hold on if you want to with your hand, with the strap, with your towel. And then you just enjoy that opening in the hip. Breathe. Long exhale that allows you to soften. Maybe push the foot in your hand. So we are in a little bit of a king dancer here. So if we're standing up when we're doing a king dancer and you don't feel like it today, then you already did it. Very safe king dancer. And then slowly relax. And again, switch the hands. So there's a couple of options. So have a look first. So we are bending one knee, doesn't matter which one, we do both, alternate both. And you can make that pillow again with your hands. And I have done a version the other day and it felt like, I don't know, a big hug, a big earth hug maybe. And you can put your head on to the same side where the knee is. And if you feel like you want that twist, then maybe you can put it to the other side and see how that feels. You can stretch the arms out like a T. You can have the arms in those cactus arms. And you can also have the head on the forehead and just put your hands underneath it. So see what feels good to you. And then again, find your Ujjayi breath. And feel that whatever side it's bent, opening up. So if you are, if you want, you can also stretch that leg out completely. So it's not bent, it's all the way. So that's pretty intense on the inner thighs. But if you feel up for it, there is an option for you. And again, guys, if this is not a nice one for you, keep the knees together and maybe bend and do some windshield wipers or whatever feels good to you right now. And then slowly bend or bring that knee back in. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So whatever you did on this side, see how it feels on the other side. You can stretch the arms out, have the head turned in the opposite way. Focus on that softening Ujjayi breath, exhale. And then slowly straighten that leg, bring the legs back together, and then wiggle the hips one more time, and we come into locust. So we bring the arms right beside the body. And we, with the next inhale, you lift up the chest, the arms, you reach to the back of the room with your fingertips. And then if you like, you can lift those legs up, breathe. Lift a little higher. And then with the next exhale, with control, you lower everything back down, wiggle the hips, do those windshield wipers if they feel nice
And then hands go underneath your shoulders or right beside the rib cage. Tuck your toes under and push back into child pose. Stay here, breathe. And then slowly come back into table. And then tuck your toes under, lift into downward dog. Walk your feet forward, come into a forward fold. Soften the knees. Inhale halfway up. Exhale forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale forward. And then push your hands down into your mat and step the right leg all the way back. We come into a high lunge. We bend the knee. If you feel like you want to stay here in that runner's lunge and lower the hips and work from here, you can stay here. Focus on breathing, opening up the chest. You can also put the hands onto the knee and push away. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can lift your arms all the way up. Breathe, feel that opening in the right hip. And then bring the hands behind your body. Interlace the fingers, open up. That's just an option. You can stay with the hands on the hips or with the hands all the way up. And then relax back down. Hands go either onto the floor on your blocks. And we step forward into the forward fold again. Soften the knees. And then the hands go back onto the blocks. You lift halfway up and we step the left foot back and come into a high lunge. Make sure you wiggle your feet forward or your foot forward, that the knee is not going to go over your ankle. You can stay here, lower the hips and maybe lift and lower. You can stay here. You can come with me, hand onto the knee and lift all the way up. And then you can bring the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, open up the chest. And relax back down. Step forward. And forward fold again. Soften the knees. Soften them more. Lift the upper body, hands go onto the hips. Come into a chair pose. So again, make sure knees don't go over your toes and you can lift all the way up. Scoop the abs in, lengthen the tailbone. And then lift back up into mountain pose. Awesome, shake everything out. Come to the middle of the mat. No, forget about that. Come to the front of the mat again and have your blocks close by. I forgot something. All right, so have your feet kind of in between the blocks or your books, or maybe you have a chair somewhere here. And then bring the weight into your right leg, soften the right knee, step back. It doesn't have to be a big step back, and you can always, regroup and maybe put the foot a little forward. Hip bones, looking forward, square. Lengthen the tailbone, and then the front knee is straight. Bring the hands a little behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and the elbows. And then we forward. And then the hands can go onto the floor, onto your blocks, onto your chair, whatever you have that gives you a little height, support. And if you feel like it, you can definitely put the hands onto the floor and you can forward. Whatever walks your boat today, go for it. And your breathing is keeping you safe. So if your breath is flowing in and out easy and there is no then that's it. Shoulders away from the ears, long spine, pushing through the sit bones back through the top of the head to the front. And then slowly bring the hands onto the hips, squeeze everything together, step back up. Come back up and step forward. And then the other side goes back. Remember, you don't have to stay somewhere where it is not working for you. Hip bones, look forward. Squeeze the elbows, shoulder blades together. Long neck, forward from your hips, forward. And then the hands go right underneath your shoulders. And I'm using that little to give me that stability. I'm just pressing my fingertips into the blocks so that my ears, my shoulders are away from the ears. I have that long cervical spine. I push through the top of the head. It's not dangling down. And I can breathe easy. I'm maybe pushing my right hip forward and my left hip back a little bit. See how that feels. And again, your choice. You can also fold over your front leg. You can hold on to the floor, onto your chair. And then slowly lift back up. Hands go onto the hips. Squeeze and come all the way back up and step forward. Shake it all out. And now come to the middle for warrior 2. We open up the feet. You can also jump out. And then we turn one step out. And the back foot goes in. We are bending the front knee, making sure it doesn't collapse. If we have to adjust, go ahead. We lift the arms, opening up that area. Look over the front, middle finger. Check what is the back doing. And check the front hand again. And then we are flipping the palm up towards the sky. And we come into reverse warrior. Reach up. Back hand slides down the back leg. Keep that front knee bent. And then we bend the elbow. Come into extend that side angle again. I'm lifting up a little. See, and then I lower down. See how that works with your hip, with your knee. Don't sink in. Lift out. Reach. I know my leg gets shaky too now. And then bring your hand back. Lift back up. And then we parallel the feet. They're actually turning in a little bit. We interlace the fingers behind and open up the chest and fold forward. If you feel like, whoa, not happening, maybe put the hands onto the hips and come here and then put the hands down. Maybe you have that chair somewhere and you can hold them here, or you have the block and you fold forward here. You can bend your knees a little and then you can fold forward. So lots of options. Breathe. And then slowly, bring the hands back down. Lift the upper body, hands onto the hips. Lift all the way up. And then the outer foot turns forward and the back foot turns in. As I said before, You can have the heel and the inner arch of the back foot in one line. Sometimes it doesn't work with the hips. I had a long time issues with that. So the foot is a little bit, it's on two tracks, your feet, right? See how it works? Bend your front knee, lift your arms, reach, breathe. And then we palm from the front hand, flips open up towards the sky, reverse warrior, reach up towards the sky, back hands, slides down just a little on that back leg. And then we bend that elbow and come into extended side angle, reach. Feel your strong legs, strong feet, your strong core. Scissoring the legs up at the same time, allowing you to sink down, opening up the hips. And then slowly hand goes back, straighten the front knee, come back up. And then have your feet parallel again. Last one, folding forward. And we stay here. You can have your blocks all the way up. You can have your chair, your couch, whatever you have there. So you can stay here and enjoy that opening of the back of the legs. You can also come into a twist. So we can work our way there, bring the right hand onto the right hip, and just turn the right shoulder or turn towards the right side. So that already might be where you want to be today, right? You don't want to lift the arm up. Stay here, breathe. You can also lift your right arm all the way up. Don't sink in, lift. Imagine somebody's pulling you all the way up to the sky. Slowly switch, take your time. So put your left hand onto the hip and come into that twist. You can stay here. You can also lift the arm up. Reach up. So where your head is looking at is again your choice. You can look straight ahead. You can look up towards the sky or down towards the earth. And slowly lower the hand back down. Bring the hands onto the hips and then slowly lift back up. Heel toe back together. Shake everything out. Now, King Dancer. So if you know this is a wobbly thing, then, and you want to cop it, sometimes we can't really change that, but if you can change it, stand on something that is like a wooden floor or something. Hold on to something, to your chair, and again, lots of options. If you felt like you couldn't reach your foot when you were lying on your belly and you needed a strap, then you probably need a strap right now, or a towel. You know, those hand towels, tea towels, they work pretty good. So you can loop your foot in here and then stay here, right? This is awesome, opening up. The weight is opening up your shoulder here. Make sure you're standing tall. You're not arching, right? Your abs go in and up. And option, you can push the foot into your hand. I said it the right way. And then you can also lift your arm up. And see how is your right knee? Is it locked? Unlock it, soften it a little bit. And then you can see where you want to go. Maybe you want to lift back up. And you want to reach up high with that knee. Focus on the knee. Feel how it really opens up your shoulder as well. Whoops, there you go. And exactly, if you lose balance, because you're looking at me wobbling around, then look down. Look at something that is not moving. Drishti, to help you anchor. Breathe. Ujjayi breath. And then slowly, I know. I'm going over time again. Shake it all out. And then we switch. Take your time. Other side. And you want to stay here. Stay here. Keep pushing the foot into the hand. Or soften the knee, lift the other arm. And as you keep pushing the foot into your hand, you lift up. Short one side, right? Slowly lower back down. Shake it all out. And then come into mountain pose. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath. Feel the legs, shoulders, the neck. And then lift your arms all the way up into the sky. Reach up high. Maybe lift the toes, spread them out wide, and then fold forward. And step into downward dog. Breathe, soften the elbows. Spread your fingers wide. The heels don't have to touch the floor, the knees don't have to be straight. You just push them into that direction. And then slowly lift up off your heels and come into table. All right, so I'm going to show you, we're going to come into pigeon pose. So if you know pigeon pose is a little too much for my knees, too much pressure, then come into reclined pigeon or into the seated pigeon, right? So that would be this one. And you put your foot, right, onto your knee. And then if you feel like it, you can lift your foot, the one that's on the floor, right? That is one option. Main thing is here, sit tall, right? You see proud chest, and that might be perfect. That might be it. You can do the same thing as we did at the beginning, lying down. You pick your options. So you can also do the pigeon with me and use some props. You can have your blanket. And if some of you are already in pigeon pose, just focus on your breathing and that ujjayi breath. All right. So come into table if you're coming with me. And then we bring the left knee, let's do the left knee first, or behind the left wrist. And then wiggle your foot a little towards your right leg. And then slide your right leg all the way behind. Have a look on the back if it's straight. And then see there is space here. So I could put a block here, right? I could put a pillow here. I maybe have my yoga blanket and I could put it here. So that would be an option. I could use my block to, when I fold forward, rest my head. So your choice, lots of options. And you can skip it, you can rest in child pose. All right, so from here, we're finding the length. Breathe. And then we can see how we feel on the forearms. And if that feels okay, maybe we make those fists and we can rest the forehead here. You can use your block or your hands. And then breathe here. If there is any pain in your hip, in your knee, then come out of that pose straight away and just choose one of the other ones or just rest. Don't stay in the pose if it doesn't feel okay. You're coming out, take a couple more deep breaths. Feel the softening with the exhale. And then slowly bring the hands or the forearms right in front of you. And then if you feel like, hands underneath the shoulders. And then we tuck the back toes under and we lift the knee up and come back into table. And from table into downward dog. Just stretching out the knees. You can walk the dog. Take your time. Lift the sit bones up high. And slowly lower back down. And we do the same thing on the other side. So right knee, or just the opposite knee, the other knee goes right behind the wrist. You walk or you slide your leg back. If you had that block underneath the right or the left, and do the same thing. Maybe come onto your forearms. See how that feels. The other hip might be totally different. And then bring your head down if you feel like. Breathe. Listen to your body. If the breathing is good, then probably the rest of the body is good too. And slowly come onto your forearms, lift your head. If you want to spend more time on that side, and I don't let you, you can stay there. Come onto the hands. If you're in this position, tap your toes under, lift the knee, and then lift the rest of the body. And come into the last downward dog. Reach up high. Pedal your legs. And then slowly lower the knees back down. And swing the legs around. Staff pose. Again, you can sit a little higher. Take those hip bones off. Find the length. Bring your right knee in, over to the other side. Wrap your left arm around, hug your knee in, and bring the right hand behind you. Find the length. And then come into a gentle twist. Turn your head over to the other shoulder. Just a couple of times. And then slowly untwist. Knee in. Other side. Wrap the arm around. Other hand goes behind you. Long spine. Inhale, go tall. Exhale, twist. And then maybe turn the head over to the other shoulder. And then slowly untwist. Stretch the legs out. And we get ready for Shawasana. Socks, blankets, eye pillows, something for underneath your head. Something you can put the legs up the wall, you know. If you have glaucoma, a head injury, or high blood pressure, don't put the legs up the wall. But that could be very relaxing now after the leg work you've done. Another thing we could do is lying on the back and having the soles of your feet together and open the knees. So I would not do that without support. So I would have a pillow or the blocks or something underneath that. All right, so that you really can relax and it's not a constant pull on the inner thighs. All right, you can have your legs up, a chair, wherever you feel you want to go. I hope you have time for Shavasana. Okay. Maybe you find your eye pillow. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out with a sigh. Everything is done. Nothing more to do. Feel how the breath is getting shallow. Slowly move your attention down the body, all the way down to your feet. Start to relax your toes and your ankles. Calf muscles and the back of your knees. Top of the knees, thighs, hamstrings, glutes, hips, soften your lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Soften the belly, your chest, allow the shoulders to get heavy and relax the elbows, the wrists, all 10 fingers. Soften the back of the neck, the back of the head, the top of your head. Your forehead, temples, your ears, cheekbones, unhinge the jaw, relax the tongue in your mouth. Soften your lips, your eyes, and the space between your eyebrows.
Now slowly, without changing anything, bring your attention back to your body, back to your breath. Start to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms. Bend one knee and then the other. Roll onto your right side. Rest. Then slowly push yourself up into a seated position. Bring the hands in front of your chest. Lower the chin to the chest. And thank yourself for coming here. I thank you for coming. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.